I connected correctly. Possibly. Let me check. I don't think I'm connected properly, but that's alright. Well, regardless, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back once more to finish what we started earlier this week. As you all know, earlier this week I tested every supporter in Pokemon Unite. Yeah, no, my mic isn't working here. That's lovely. Give me a second. Nope, still not working. Gonna have to troubleshoot it more. Give me another minute, you guys. Oh, now it wants to work. Okay. Yep. Alright. Welcome to those of you who will be watching this on Twitch. Welcome to those of you who will be watching this on YouTube. I'll be right back here in just a second. I have to open up another window for the YouTube here. So the stream is gonna go black here for just a moment. Hold on, y'all. Alright. So today I'm gonna give you my thoughts in-game of what I saw in the earlier streams, and then we'll be using this beautiful tier list. We'll be editing it once more. Yes, we're back on Tier Maker. And we'll be making the final supporter tier list for my opinions on the game for each supporter. Of course, it's been 4 eons since I've played, so I'm getting all the trainer login bonuses. Kind of bummed that I missed the 5th anniversary, but I've stated it before, I'll state it again. Even with the esports being closed now on the West Coast, essentially, besides an online qualifier, I already predicted the game was dying. The game's dead, and based on what I've seen, it will never recover. This is Pokemon's way of saying we're just going to slowly but surely throw away the game for other titles. And yeah, with that, let's look back through the games and let's tier list them, shall we? We're going to start from the beginning, which was Psyduck. Alright. First thing to note is that we do get MVP, but only slightly over Gardevoir Talonflame. That makes sense, but normally as Psyduck you don't get MVP, especially when you're lower level than your runner-ups, so good to note. Battle data. Yeah, these are pretty mediocre stats for a Pokemon like Psyduck. Typically you see a bit more damage and damage taken with not much recovery, so definitely played a bit more defensive this game. What I will say though is that Psyduck is almost always a good pick in just about any meta. Just about any moveset works with him, so he's very customizable, very creative. As for tier listing though, where does the little guy go? And actually I need to reset the tiers here. Oh, what? Best. runner-ups, because I'll have 2 runner-ups. Still good. Depends. Oh, what the heck? Alright. So for the time being, I'm going to put Psyduck in a runner-up spot. Psyduck has consistently been on the higher sides of tier lists, so the fact that it's still performing at a good level, even with all the buffs to Pokemon around it, means that it's still a very good Pokemon, just probably not as good as some opponents around it. That's what I'll say on that. Now we'll head back to the game here. Second Pokemon on the list is Comfey. This is when we saw the first game with Kipperpuff and PK Ruby. PK Ruby does get MVP with a devastating 128k, with Kipper's 113. Both of them are amazing at their roles. And we do see Comfey is Comfey. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. Even with Rescue Hood buffs, this Pokemon, yeah, you play it for the memes. It's a Pokemon that's been very mediocre, and it only works with certain team comps. And that was on full display when that was played. So, currently I'm going to put it in meh, but I'm going to lean more towards not as good. It's an okay Pokemon, don't get me wrong, and it provides your team a lot of chances of counterplay. It's just, there are better options. Then we go to the Gremlin himself, Sableye. And yeah, this thing in the start game is an absolute menace. It's not meant to deal damage, it's just meant to score. We didn't really score that much though, so main objectives were definitely failed. Pretty confident to say not as good. Like, he'll work in certain situations, yes, but he's just not as good. Sure, the Gremlin will always have a place in my heart, but Sableye, just tend to avoid him more often, is what I'd say. You can still play him, he's just not as good as some other options. Eldegoss. Yeah, that score was abysmal, but the assists amount makes sense. Wow. Huh? 81? What? I still managed 50k with 75 taken, the most out of the team, and 81. Wow. I can see why the community says Eldegoss. Eldegoss is typically one that you'll see a lot in professional play. So for the time being, I'll also put it as runner-up. It's definitely a good one, we'll just have to see how good the others were as well. Really, any moveset works with it. You could play the movement moveset, you could play the one that I did, which, for reference, here it is, Cotton Guard Pollen Puff. Very strong, gives your team a lot of overshield counterplay, which overshields in team fights is extremely useful. Then we head on over to Clefable. And let me just say, what? Huh? Okay, I need a second to process that. I'm gonna be right back. What? What do you mean? 150? I dropped a 150 bomb on healing? Huh? Okay, I will say the community never asked for gravity buffs, but this is not okay. Like, who at Pokemon thought this was a good idea? Who? I'm speechless. If you have Clefable, now's the time to play it, chat. Wow. Wigglytuff. I mean, Wigglytuff's pretty... Oh, no. No, nope. Nope. Nope, that's not good. Nope. I was gonna say it's pretty good, but nope. Nope. That's... I'll just say it for the record, Wigglytuff is a disappointment for a supporter. There are so many other supporters that deal with status condition quotas that are better than Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is very conditional, where you have to be in the extremely small radius, or you have to do a certain gesture, such as hitting off walls. It's way too conditional that most players won't pick it up. Definitely not as good. I would prefer Sableye over Wigglytuff in this current meta, as a professional. Head on over to Blissey now. To be fair, those are some pretty good stats for it. I mean, besides the whole recovery thing, that was abysmal. Then again, though, the loadout that I played, theoretically speaking, is just overshields, not healing. The other moveset is healing. So I played overshields rather than healing. Meh. I mean, like, depends on the Blissey player, but overall, just meh. Is that valid to say? I think it is. Because recently, Blissey has fallen off the roof, I'll say that. So there is that.
Shopping for your next car? What about third row seats?
What the heck? Huh? I don't know what in the world just happened there. Yeah, moving on. Mr. Mime. One-shot Mime, everyone. The most disgusting thing on the planet. Like, you either play one-shot Mime or tank Mime if you're a professional player. And I'll show you what tank Mime is here in just a second, if I remember it fully. But, yeah, that's what I expected. The thing with Mr. Mime is you either play for special attack specs, or you play for endgame scaling. But just for reference, I will go ahead and show on the stream what the tank Mime is. Tank Mime is... And do correct me if I get this wrong. Focus. Vanguard. I want to say this is it. I'm pretty sure it is. Because then you're still getting the effects of Slick Spoon. But if you don't want Slick Spoon and you want to go full tank, then I believe you would play Resonant Guard. Yeah, it would be Res Guard. So this would be it if you're playing full tank mod. And yeah, Rex Raven, he absolutely cooks on Snorlax, so props to him for this match. Honestly, with Mime, that's about where I expected it to be. But I will say, with a player who actually knows how they're playing, this is a runner-up pick, easily. And I will be putting you in a Void. Meh. Alright, that's how we have it currently. I believe now it's Hoopa. Yes. Look at that scoreline though. Wow. The amount of assists is just absurd. Like, can we just 34, 22, 25, 33, 10, and 9, 17, 19, 11, 4. What? Wow. Yeah. For Hoopa, this is a walk in the park, and this isn't even Hoopa's best loadout. Like, I was playing, Trick Shadow Ball that match. If you want to know what the best is, Trick Phantom Force. Which means, if you want to get real technical, if I had played Phantom Force instead, damage dealt would be slightly higher, damage taken is slightly lower, but recovery would be higher. And for a Pokemon like Hoopa, this is exactly what you want to see. Definitely a runner-up pick, at least. And then there are 3, Meganium, Latias, and Alcremie. These Pokemon I did not have, so I had to look to my supporter friend in the region, Carneg, to help me with these ones. So the first one, this is him playing Alcremie. We don't care about anything but the Alcremie here. Double 4 and 14 still on this order. It's very nice. Let's look at the battle data here. What moveset did you play? Sweet Scent, Dazzling Gleam. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Dazzling Gleam is not the better move. Do the AoE slowdown. It's much better for teammates. That would give you a whole lot more recovery and a whole lot more damage dealt due to stun and DOT. So actually these stats are weaker than what Alcremie actually is currently. Alcremie would definitely be on the higher end. We've got a lot of runner-ups, let's just put it that way, folks. We have Meganium, and then we have Latios. I have low hopes for Latios. We play with Latios here. And yeah.
Shopping for your next car? What about third row seats?
Why is it continuing to play random stuff on the tier list maker? What? Oh my days, okay. Latios. Yeah, only 76 with 34, and sorry, I didn't even pull up the screen here. Details. And then let's head on over here to the battle data. The 76, 34, and nothing for recovery. Yeah, we all know Latios and Latios are just damage focused. They don't really do much besides that, so, meh. Because you could play attackers and you're still getting the same benefits. Well, actually, in that case, you'd put it not as good. Yeah. Like, it's the best one in not as good, but Wigglytuff is just trash. And then we end with, Meganium here. Yeah, 165, 16, and 7 is just mind-boggling. And the scoreboard says it all. I mean, 97 with 70, 62. Very balanced scoreboard. Exactly what you'd expect from a Pokemon like Meganium. Definitely in runner-up contention. Alright. So now we're going to edit things around here. I think for the time being, it's safe to say Psyduck is in a meh position. Mainly because the other Pokemon around him and supporters are slowly but surely being able to take him down. And I'm going to look more into each of these ones here and compare them back to when I played. Any day you get over 70k healing with Eldegoss is just absurd. So 81 with 5875. Yeah, you could make an argument for which one of these is number one currently. I'm personally, for the time being, putting Eldegoss 2. Mr. Mime, it's a good Pokemon still. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching all the clips from Rex Raven now, and if he does continue playing Unite, I would really enjoy if he mained this. We're gonna put him in the top of meh, Psyduck number 2, and Blissey number 3. Because sure, out of all three of these, Mime stat are the weakest. But out of the two builds I played the worser one. Meanwhile, with Psyduck and Blissey, I played the better ones for the time being. So, had I played the actual for Mime, this would have easily been runner-up case. And then Hoopa, this is just another day in the park for him. He's definitely not... I mean, I should put him in best just because of his amazing form. I'll go ahead and put Comfey in his Void as well, but put Wiggly lower. Well, actually, let me... Yeah, I'm putting the conditional down here. Only play these if you're a pro. Or new. Because I will put that statement. For new players to support a role, I would recommend either of those. Either of those are perfect choices, they're amazing choices, and you should really take advantage of them if you can. If you're not going to, though, what's the point? Yeah, I think for the time being, these are actually pretty good. I just speak with a client there in the background. Apologies, everyone. Num num. I almost think this is perfect as is. Let me just start by saying that. Yeah, because Alcreme better than Hoopa, definitely. I think Meganium. Would Meganium be better than Eldegoss? I think so. Actually, they're equal, but supporters play heals, so yeah. This is how I'm going to end my tier list, everyone. We're going to check uniteapi.dev first, though, and we're going to compare how the actual gameplay compares to this, and then we're going to compare to professional tier lists as well. So, for the time being, I'm going to let everyone know on the Twitch side, head on over to YouTube. I'll get the link here in just a moment. Please join the YouTube. Link to follow. If you are on the Twitch, the live stream will be getting terminated in 1 minute's time. Alright, the Twitch stream has been cut at this time, and we will be exiting out of it momentarily here. Alrighty. Do I want to pull that on over to here? Probably. Dang, that is really behind. Alright. We're gonna throw you over here then. That way, the only reason I'd have to look at you is for comments. Alright. So first things first here, we are going to go ahead and check uniteapi.dev. We're going to check out the meta currently and see how our tier list compares to theirs. Alright, so we're starting with supporters here. Alrighty. So we have in the S tier, Clefable. Clefable's all the way down in 80. What? Brother, I just dropped a 150 bomb and you're telling me this Pokemon only has a 48 win rate? What do you mean? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, boy. 52-4. That is accurate. I was just about to say, Moonlight Gravity is the most broken thing to touch the game now. If you are not playing it, do it. Play it now. Play it now. What are you waiting for? I also have Eldegoss. Elementos is only 40th, even with those buffs? Wow. Yeah, look at this. You could literally play just about any loadout on it with X speed, and you're cooking. Well, besides the Leaf Tornado Cotton Guard, which, please play Potion, because you are the movement and protection. So I'll just go through each one of these and your objective. Pollen Puff Cotton Guard. Only help your teammates. Pollen Puff Cotton Spore. Use the X speed to get near teammates. Leaf Tornado Cotton Guard. You zoom around the map. If you also play X speed with this, you're unkillable. Most of the time. Leaf Tornado Cotton Spore. X speed wins every battle. Also in S tier, I have Meganium. This makes absolutely no sense. Like, why are these high-rated Pokemon being mediocre? Like, what? Yeah, Grass Knot Petal Blizzard. That's exactly where my mind went. I was like, surely this is the loadout everyone's playing. We have 4 games that played Synthesis Grass Knot with 0 wins. And 2 games Magical Leaf Synthesis. Oh, yeah, people. Those are the people really bringing down Meganium, then. In the A tier, I have Alchemy. Not Wigglytuff, you stupid thing. Alchemy. Alchemy is only 63. Yeah, I was just about to say, if you aren't playing Sweet Scent, what are you doing? Sweet Scent will always be the best move. It's always going to be superior to Dazzling Gleam, because Dazzling Gleam is a temporary stun. Sweet Scent is an AoE movement reduction and DOT. You should always choose Sweet Scent over Dazzling Gleam, and then Recover. Because it's Recover, you actually heal, unlike Decorate, which just relies on you having an attacker laner who gets a temporary overshield and boosted damage. Meanwhile, you're still weak. At least for Recover, you could also heal yourself. And then I also have Hoopa. Where in the world is Hoopa? Hoopa... Do they still have that glitch where they don't show Hoopa on the board? Ay. Yeah, Hoopa isn't considered a supporter for some reason here. Why is Hoopa so low? Huh? What do you mean? Wait. Why is it down here? Are you telling me people don't know how to play Hoopa anymore? Huh? Yeah, both trick loadouts are good. Wow. People just don't know how to play Hoopa then. That's concerning. I might need to make more YouTube videos. No, but seriously, that's very concerning. Okay, Mime. Is Mime the highest? How in the world are you the highest? To be fair, you're pretty good overall, but how... I mean, if you're playing one-shot or tank, barrier confusion, yeah, that makes sense. 5.8k, have to play X speed? Oh, yeah. I will just say this for the record, people. This is the normal players who play it. This is the professional players who play it. Play eject button on this. X speed means you can still get chased. Eject will help you around walls, and you have barrier that creates additional walls. You have to think metagames here. Eject through a wall, barrier around that wall to limit down opponent's movement and allow an easier escape for you. Always play eject. Wow, that's surprising. I'm gonna go ahead and black the screen here for another second so I can find YouTube video on the tier list. Here we go. Ideally, we're going to try to get one from Ender, since he is the best when it comes to supporters. Ender, unite. Thank you. Do we have a tier list, my man? Please tell me that we have a tier list. He has not posted many oh, he covered it too. So in recent news, guys, if you haven't seen it here, to sum it up, the Japanese servers sent out a thing and it said this. For the Pokemon Unite Championship Series, it'll no longer be a part of the Championship Series, the Pokemon Official Championship Series, next year. Instead, it will have its standalone tournament in Japan. Qualifiers will still happen online per region outside of Japan, in which solely the top teams make it. This will be the only event. And Ender himself said this is the end of Pokemon Unite. So I think it just makes sense to watch a short video on it. Gonna try to get through the ads here. Alright. From the man, the myth, the legend himself. The best supporter player, arguably, in the history of Unite. If he is saying the game is dead, you better listen.
What's up, everyone? Good morning, good afternoon.
And I think this is the perfect time here to add my thoughts here as well. So give me a second here. Gonna go ahead and activate this again. I think it just makes sense to put my face right there. That just makes sense. Alright. Let's digest, shall we?
Pokemon Unite.
My cat is screaming in the background. Hopefully you don't hear her. I will be shutting my door. One moment. Alright.
Is coming to an end. I decided I might as well record a video.
Yeah.
Talking about the news. I assume if you've clicked on it, you either already know what's happening,
Oh,
or
definitely.
you're very confused, and I'll fill you in a second. Yeah, Pokemon Unite will no longer be a part of the World Championship circuit.
And I'm already saying it immediately right now. This is Pokemon's way of saying the game is dead, and I hope Ender says the same thing here.
No longer be a part of the Play Pokemon event circuit, which means it won't be featured at the international events. There will be no Pokemon at LAIC, EUIC, NAIC,
They're all
the
dead.
Latin America, European, and North American international championships, respectively.
They're just all dead.
And this upcoming World Championships at the end of August in
Is
San
the final
Francisco will be the last time Pokemon Unite will be at a Pokemon World Championship event. The news was broken on July 15th, earlier today.
1 week ago as of today.
The announcement is as follows. We have decided that Pokemon Unite will not be part of the Pokemon World Championships 2027, scheduled for 2027, and will instead hold a separate tournament, Pokemon Unite Aeos Crown 2027 Tokyo.
Yeah.
Not sure if this will be the only event of its kind. If
It-
you're familiar with Pokemon Unite,
It's been confirmed. This will be the only one. This will be the only in-person event. There will be online qualifiers for regions outside of Japan for their respected top teams to compete for a spot at this. It is the only in-person event at this time.
there has been the Pokemon ACL finals, the Asia Championship League finals, which have taken place in Japan over the last couple of years around the same time frame.
That is also gone.
around mid to late March. This previous ACL, there were 3 international teams that were invited, depending on their placements at the previous Latin America International Championships. I was very fortunate to be on one of the teams that got to go, as we won LAIC. We ended up placing 3rd at the ACL event. Very proud of that. Very happy that we were able to accomplish that. So unsure what this next event will look like. I'm assuming we'll get more information in the upcoming weeks or months, how things might work. But this is big news.
Yes.
Stepping back a little bit, I haven't been making regular YouTube content.
Neither have I, honestly. About a month ago, I officially came out to the community saying that I'm retiring from Unite. I already predicted that something like this would happen, to where the esport would die slowly. And, well, I was right. So really the only tournament, if you want to call it, for people in the United States will be if creators make a tournament, or for all of you in Play Versus, all I have to say is enjoy this while it lasts, because it'll be the only tournament you likely have. The only games that you can play competitively. And actually have a chance of going to an in-person event for a championship. This Playverse is one of the final ones now.
For a little bit now, you'll definitely see I stream very regularly. I stream on this platform on YouTube and on Twitch.
I used to stream like every single day purely on Twitch, so I understand that completely, man.
And that's where a lot of people come and interact with me, and I'm very grateful for that platform. And just to, get ahead of the ball, answer some questions that I got in the Discord and on in my DMs. I plan on streaming regularly all throughout Unite's lifespan, post Unite, if there is an end of service, which I'll talk about as well. So the stream isn't going anywhere. I'm not sure what will be of my YouTube channel.
I do see how Ender wants to continue streaming, because this is one of the only platforms that he has a big crowd in, so yeah, I could see it for him. For me though, because of me retiring from Pokemon Unite, I still play Rocket League. That'll still be at my forefront. But I have now replaced Pokemon Unite with another esport in which I am, if you've been keeping on track with the videos here on the YouTube, the posts that I've made, or on the Twitch, assuming I can, pick it up. Yeah, I play chess now. Hello. Also, I'm 2302 now. On Lichess. So hopefully at some point chess.com sees this, unbans my account that I had on chess.com. I doubt it will happen. If it does happen, I will be extremely grateful, because, like I've already said, I've sent them all my camera POVs, all my games, or links that verify and testify as evidence that I've not violated fair play. I haven't received any outside help in any way, shape, or form, so that's the main thing with fair play, is you receive some form of outside help, which I haven't. You haven't sandbagged. No kidding. I had to literally search that up because I didn't know what sandbagging means, but no, I don't do that. I don't smurf. In fact, this testament of 2302 Rapid on Lichess should more than verify my legitimacy, because I play blindfolded for most of my matches, and just not even a week ago, I lost 2-0 blindfolded, and then just a few days ago, I beat a 2600 in a mere 12 moves because he made multiple blunders. Enough blabbering about chess, though. We'll watch a couple more minutes of this, and then I'll digest my final thoughts on the tier list, and we'll call it on that stream for today. Might do a chess stream, or I might talk about an upcoming event I have. I've already posted a little bit of information on that.
And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about me in a little bit. Let's wrap up talking about Pokemon Unite. That's what we're really here for. Sorry, this is gonna be really rambly. I don't have a script. I don't have anything prepared. These are just my thoughts as sort of I've been able to collect them.
It's okay,
and
man.
I just feel like I owe it to a lot of you guys to share. So,
and to be fair, I looked up to this guy because he is the best supporter player in Unite. So I wanted to build a legacy for myself off of what he's done, and I've been able to do that. I became the best supporter in Play Versus, and I hoped one day that I will be picked up by a professional esports team and get an opportunity to actually play against Ender. Like, that was like my big goal, was get a single match against Ender.
Pokemon Unite will no longer be a part of the Western circuit. To be determined how much the game will stay alive in the eastern part.
People have already predicted how much the game will be alive. Sorry that I keep on pausing. I really should stop. It's going to be mostly casual now. Unite's going to focus on the western part of the world, on its casual players now. We will slowly see it digest away from an emphasis on competitive. Sure, there's still going to be competitive players, but they're going to lean more towards casual now. They're going to slowly digest back into a casual sense, because there's no longer going to be an overarching tournament, really, that players fight for. At least not in the sense that it was.
I think, personally, this spells out sort of what's coming in the future for the game itself.
Yeah.
I don't think the game is going to shut down this year. Maybe not even next year. But
it depends on what they do next year. I'll say that. It could shut down next year, but again, with it being a Pokemon game, I see it lasting a couple more years. Timmy and the Pokemon Company really squeezing out the last little bit that they possibly can. But it won't last until 23. I'm just saying that for the record right now. We are essentially in the end game of Unite. I've already said this on another YouTube channel, because I was put on a podcast on it. By 2030, the game will be dead, and Pokemon will find alternate routes. We won't see a Pokemon Unite 2. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that, but unless somebody like the Riot Games company picks it up, it's just not happening. Like, the only company that could actually revive this game, with the help of the Pokemon International themselves, would be Riot Games. And we all know League of Legends. Sure, it's a payer's paradise, but at least there would be some sense of competitiveness still, and at least the game would still, have regular fixtures and updates. Currently, in its current state, we hit our peak about 3 or 4 years ago, and ever since, Timmy's been slowly killing off the game. and we're now just at the flat part. We're now at a flat part, waiting to see if it's going to dip up or dip down and kill itself.
Taking a look historically at other games that have done similar things, while the esports part of the game isn't the largest portion of the game,
That's true, yeah.
it is a vessel for the game to exist. If that,
The main point of it, I will say, like about 30%, I wouldn't say 30, maybe like 20%, are players who want to play competitively. So, this update, this, whatever you want to call it, it's killed the game. Like, we are in its final years now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but that's just my thoughts on it. But it's, as I do close down the stream here, final final thoughts here, and really, I don't see supporters changing much from here. Sure, we could see some of these lower ones getting buffed and some of the higher ones getting nerfed, but from here on out, I think we're going to see Timmy and the Pokemon Company stepping back from the game. This is their way of doing that. It's going to be a very slow, painful process for anybody who wants to continue the game. But I think for the time being, I think the best way to go about it is give the game a break for a couple months and come back and see what happens. See what they post. Keep up to date on all their socials, and yeah. I mean, if any team still wants to go to competitive underplay versus needs a coach, needs some help, I'm always open. Reach out to me. Comment on a video. I'll send you my stuff. We're likely on Discord. We'll chat on there. But yeah, this is my final tier list, y'all. Sorry that it was such a long video. I added way too much more that I probably shouldn't have. And yeah, stay tuned on the channel, subscribe, because there's going to be a whole lot more content. And then before I go, I will talk a little bit about this event that I am in now. So, a Supersonic legend in the game of Rocket League reached out to me, asking if I wanted to be a part of a video. Now, I can't disclose yet what that video is going to be. But what I can disclose is I am going to be part of a YouTube video, and I will be representing Silvers. That is all I can say for the time being, but it is going to be an event that you rarely see unless you want to become a professional content creator on the game of Rocket League. Sorry that I have to be very vague about stuff right now, but more information to come about that later. Stay tuned. And yeah, my next video will be... might do it today, might do it another day. It definitely won't be tomorrow, though. What your chess opening says about you. And yes, I'm going to try to dive into as much as I can on openings. That way I don't have to make several videos. So with that, enough blabbering for me. My name is AK. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, this is the current tier list for Unite. The esport for Unite on the western part of the world is officially dead. So if you are playing esports, underplay versus, enjoy them now, and immediately when you're out, find another game, please. And with that, rise, Falcons. Falcons, rise. Goodbye, everyone.